Mustard Knuckle.
Hello everybody, Mustard Knuckle back again, heading out in the SDKFZ62. We'll talk the history on this thing. It's kind of an interesting vehicle. Check out the gameplay and any tips. Here's the first tip. Don't drive straight into where you see guys on the other team when you're using something with no armor whatsoever. So I like to lay fire in there, and sometimes that'll try to get them back into cover, but I got good cover here. There's a hill, so the way you want to think about playing this is just using that hill as, you know, so most of the vehicle's covered, just the guns sticking out, and that'll give you a little bit of coverage from these guys, but not from airplanes from the top, so you got to think about that. Now, guys, if you like looking at the history of these things, each vehicle, some gameplay, we'll talk tips and all that stuff, if you enjoy that kind of stuff, subscribe, turn on notifications as I lay down on this guy. Come on. Lots of hits. Turn on notifications, you won't miss any of these videos 3-4 times a week. The beauty of this thing is it carries plenty of ammo. It's fantastic. Some of these things you gotta go sit on the point. Like there's a Swedish one, 20mm gun. I can't remember the name of it, but basically the way to play it, you gotta go sit on the point because you gotta be able to reload. Because it'll go through what, 360 shots a minute, and it only carries 72, like 108. So you run out quick. Nice. It's a fun gun, and it's got a little bit of depression, so you can actually sit like this and still get an angle down over a hill, which is like Flak 88. You can't do that. Some of the other ones you can't do that because they're made for anti-air, and they're not made to angle or have any depression. They didn't plan for them to be shooting down since they're an anti-air gun. Which, by the way, I don't like to use these as an anti-air. I know a lot of guys like to sit back on the spawn and just wait for planes to fly over, but I mean, my problem with that is, like, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything for the team if I'm sitting on the spawn just waiting for airplanes to fly over. So I like to try to contribute as much as I can, no matter what vehicle I'm using. But this thing, it was a half-track that was made for what, the Special Police, the SS. They use that to transport a lot of their members around. They could carry it. Nice, another kill. They could carry 11 to 15 guys on one of these things, just like a pickup truck basically, and it could tow howitzers and guns and things that they needed along with them. It was a pretty simple truck. It was already being made, so they just made more, changed a few things militarily. It was made by Mercedes, basically, Daimler-Benz back then. I'm gonna go hide in the shadows. So I know in this game mode they can see where I am, but it's hard to get precise on something. You can see a label for it or whatever you want to call it, but if you're in the shadows and hiding underneath the trees, a lot of times it's hard for them to see exactly where you are. So it can make it a little bit more challenging for the other players to, let's see if I can get anything here, for the other players to get good shots on you. So that's something to consider when you're getting ready to get in a plane. Let's see. I'm going to loop all the way around on this guy. Let's see what happens. There we go. Ah! I think it's got some good turn. Let's see, maybe I'll take this guy. Nope. Oh, he's coming right at me. Yay! Ah! Jeez, I thought I got out of the way then. Man, that'll make you sick. Ooh. Well, I mean, crashing is probably worse, but the spinning. So they made this pretty much from the beginning to the end of the war, 1939, so kind of when things started in Germany, and then through the rest. Surprisingly, it took quite a while to design this thing. I think there were some variations that were desired by the SS or whatever for their transporting or their towing capabilities or something. I'm not too sure exactly what the deal was there. But as with a lot of things, variants were made. So the one we're on right now is the second variant. This is the one that has a what, a 37 millimeter flak gun on it. It's got the flak 36, and this was also an effective gun. Not as effective as the 88, but the idea with their guns, and it's pretty genius, was for them to be basically deployable quickly with minimum crew. And the ability to either mount it on the ground, mount it on a truck, you know, just to be able to use it in a whole bunch of different ways, not just sitting on the ground or whatever. So that was kind of a smart thing that they did. It was the same thing with the 88. It was designed to be transportable, and like the towed version of the 88 could be set up in a few minutes by the crew, so they could stop and it could be set up very, very quickly, which, you know, was obviously important in some cases. This one could shoot up to about 15,000 feet or so. Flak 88 could shoot up into the 30s. So that gives the idea just the difference of a 37 versus a 88 as far as range capabilities. Man, there's not very many people going through there, but I'm not too sure what I want to do. I'll have to figure it out. Well, while I figure that out and drive around, this is also the same gun that was used in airplanes. So the 18 version of this was used on Ju-88 and the Duck. Here we go. Let's see if I can get one of these guys before they get me. Probably not very good at... Yep, I am not good at shooting airplanes with these. That's also part of the reason why I... Okay, let's see if I can... No, if he'd stop moving, wiggling all over the place, maybe... Here we go. This is it. I got him now. Alright, sweet. That was awesome. See, I don't have the explosive rounds because I don't want to be driving around with something that I can't use against tanks. If you have the explosive rounds, then chances are, if you don't have airplanes coming at you, then you're not going to be able to do anything to any kind of armored vehicle with those shells. So these will do something to an airplane, but they'll also do something to a vehicle. So if you carry these, then you can do it all. It's basically the way I look at it. Golly, how am I missing this guy? Oh well, whatever. Now I'm just shooting at him for fun. He's done, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, he's basically not moving. I should be able to do this. Ay. I think we're gonna lose because I'm sitting back here doing nothing. I fell right into the trap that I talked about earlier, but got some kills, so I'll take that. So the gun, obviously, like we were talking about, it's versatile. They used it on airplanes. They used it on ground emplacements. They mounted it to vehicles. They did a lot of different things with the gun. It was actually made by it's a company that's still in business in Germany. They've been around since the late 1800s, and they're still sort of like Krupp or Group. I looked it up. You could say it either way. The family said, anyway, long U, short U, whatever. I looked it up. You can say it however you want to, Krupp or Group. So, fascinating information you can only learn here. I'm sure you're all really happy to know that now. So Krupp, they're even older. They've been around for hundreds of years, but they made a lot of the weapons too. They made the Flak 88 or the 88 millimeter gun. They made tons of weapons for the Germans during this time. So obviously, like, very, very skilled. I'm on fire. Let's see if I can do anything before this thing blows up. Maybe a tail? No, coming right over. Anyway, the two companies, these two companies made quite a lot of weaponry for the Germans during the war, and they're still around. So they did something right. Now this is cool. My engine's dead. I put out the fire. Oh, and I just plop right down on him. But that's something interesting. You could be on fire. You can have all these things happen to you. You could be gliding, still get kills. So, like, don't jump out immediately when something goes wrong. You might be able to do more to help your team if you just stick with it for a little while longer. So, let's see. I'm going to try to get around this way and cut these guys off as they head over there. I hope we have somebody. We got some guys over there. Hopefully they'll be capping. I'm gonna try to get somewhere where I can get some more of these guys slowed down, but I mean, I kind of thought we were doing a pretty good job cutting them off on their way over to the point, so apparently not. Let's see, what else about this thing? You know, clearly the main thing is the gun. The vehicle itself was adapted from another vehicle, but the gun was the big part, and that's what really made it important as far as the versatility of it. The truck, believe it, it only had 90 horsepower, but they used it to tow stuff. They used it to, oh wow, there's another one. Man, I'm getting good at this airplane stuff all of a sudden. They used it to tow all kinds of stuff and move all kinds of troops, and it was a very, very versatile vehicle. So the theme of this is versatility. You got a versatile truck, you got a versatile gun. You know, I mean, it's pretty amazing how well all this equipment was adapted to work together. And it looks like we're done. Don't think it's gonna happen this time. And maybe I can get one more kill. I can get lots of hits. Another crit. Ugh, come on. Up a little more. There we go. Up a little more. Oh, and it was just too late. That should have been 5 airplanes. Alright, so what do we end up with? 4 airplanes, 5 assists, 3 kills. Okay, so the main thing to remember with this is that you gotta stay in cover, stay under the trees, stay in the shadows. You're gonna get a lot of assists. It's gonna be rare to get a kill all by yourself, because it's just 37 millimeters at range isn't gonna happen. And to try to get in close, they can kill you with machine gun fire. So it's not really totally practical vehicle for any purposes whatsoever, but it is fun. You can run in there, lay down fire, and go nuts because it carries plenty of ammo, so that's kind of a nice thing about it. But that's going to do it for this one. That was an okay game. Pretty good game. I had fun with that one. Too bad we lost, but good game. Anyway, guys, good luck. Have fun. See you in the next one.